Hello, my little queens and kings. Today we're going to be talking about For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway. This this author actually was recommended to me. So I chose this book blindly almost, pretty much. Because this is, well, first let me start with the author. Ernest Hemingway. This is my first book by him. I listened to it on Audible. Okay. So I don't have the physical copy, but I already finished it. I just clicked on it again and it started over. But it's about 16 hours long. It took me about a week to finish it because I was kind of bored. It's not really my thing, politics and war. But the writing was great. Anyway, he was born July 21st, 1899, okay? Vintage. He was a Cancer, which is okay. I just finished it today and I was looking him up and like trying to learn some more stuff about Mr. Hemingway. I love the name, by the way. It's beautiful. But yeah, I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have looked him up because it kind of soiled it for me. Not that I love, well, I'll get into the book in a minute, but like it kind of soiled it for me, like when you meet people, you're like, wow, he's a good writer, he's amazing, like Stephen King per se. I love his writing. But yeah, they were talking about him in the short video I just watched, and they were like, he was married 4 times. And each time it was a younger woman, and I was like, oh my goodness. Like, no. Okay, it's okay. It's fine. Stephen King is still married to his original wife. There is good men out there. But anyway, he had an alcohol problem as well. He was a journalist. He went to war. He had experience with this, so it makes sense that he would write about what he knows and what he was interested in, what he's been through in a way. So after all this pointless information about the writer or the author, I think it's important to me. Details matter. It's okay, nobody's perfect. I know I'm being a little dramatic about him having 4 wives and all that, but it's just so like, I'm so tired of hearing that about men, like always marrying a younger woman. And so, but I just have to remind myself, like Stephen King, he's a solid dude. So anyway, he's a Virgo, Stephen King. But anyway, let's get into the book For Whom the Bell Tolls, which is also a Metallica song that is freaking amazing. You should already know that if you are into this. If you have read this book, you should have heard the song by now. But it was originally the title of a poem, actually, before the song. So yeah, it's about the church bells and how they toll for the people who have passed on, and how we are all connected through death and life, like that. Yes, cheerful, good feelings. It was a perfect title for the book, actually, because it's about war. If you didn't guess it by now, if you haven't read it, it's pretty much about war, the Spanish War. I know nothing about history, first of all, so I was a little confused about whose side we're supposed to be on. And then he was like, we're Republicans, and I was like, ugh. I'm not liberal. If I was to believe in politics, and if I believe that voting would like change anything, I would be an independent. So there, okay. But anyway, so they were fighting for like the freedom of people, so I guess it was good. But there was like bad people on both sides, which is really realistic. Yeah, realistic. And the main characters has 2 first names. Robert Jordan, which I love it. It was so modern, so American. And he is an American. He's Caucasian. He knows Spanish, so he's speaking with these, I think they were Indian. There was like labels of gypsies, and like there's people who are in the mountains pretty much. And yeah, they know Spanish, so I thought it was great. I understand Spanish, Español, so I didn't need the translations for all the curse words that were used in the story by the natives in these Spanish mountains. But it was fun. It was good. It was good. So yeah, Robert Jordan is our main character. At first I didn't like him all that much because of the future faking he was doing with his love interest Maria, which he called Rabbit many times, and I was just like, why do you keep calling her that? Her name's Maria, her name is Maria. But it was fine, it's fine. I liked him by the end of the book. I like him, okay? I like Robert Jordan, yes. He was a solid guy. Kind of. Well, for his job anyway. Not personally, I didn't like his personal choices. I didn't really, but I saw him, I could see myself in him, and that's a good character where you can see yourself in these fictional characters. That's good writing. That's good writing. So Hemingway, he's a solid writer. He's a really good writer. But anyway, so yeah, I read that there was issues initially a long time ago, like in mid 2000s. There was like a banning of the book for some reason. I don't understand. I didn't see anything like shocking. Let me take these off real quick. I'm getting tired of the glare, and I'm sorry if that annoyed you. If the glare annoyed you, I'm sorry. I honestly didn't see anything offensive, like really all that offensive. Maybe for the time maybe it was like offensive because the character acknowledges that the war is wrong, that killing is wrong, which yes, I hate war. So I mean, I won't be reading any more war books. But the characters were enjoyable, kinda. They were realistic, they were believable. Even the relationship with Maria and Robert Jordan, she was very like submissive. She had a very damaging past, but nothing was like telling me ban this book. Like nothing, like it wasn't that big of a deal to me. But maybe it's just because I've seen so much already. I'm a millennial, so I have seen so much. I have never been in war, but I can imagine it, and I will cry, and I see it as wrong. So I thought it was very realistic. I don't get offended by fictional stories. I think they are a good reflection of our reality, and people get angry because they see the reality in the fiction and they don't like it. So I understand why people have like something against showing the truth about how ugly war is and how vile and how disgusting and inhumane it is, and that's why we shouldn't do it. But I guess we just can't talk things out. I guess that's crazy, even though we're human beings. We have to act like animals for some reason. But I laugh so I don't cry. Okay. So yeah, the whole point of Robert Jordan being here is so he can blow up a bridge. He has been tasked with blowing up a bridge. Oh my gosh, I'm like 8 minutes in and I still haven't even gotten to the point of the story. I'm so sorry. So yeah, the point is we have to blow up a bridge so that the enemies the fascists, I think they call them fascists, so they won't cross over and like defeat us. The people, they're trying to defend the people of the city, I guess, or something. And so yeah, he's tasked with this and he gets no help. So that's why he's asking for help of the people who live in the mountains. They speak Spanish, so I guess they're Indian or something, like something Hispanic. I don't know, honestly. Gypsies, that's what they call them. I don't know, don't come for me, okay? I don't really care. But yeah, so he gets no help. We meet Pilar as well, who's an older woman who reads his palm but doesn't want to tell him what she saw, which was bad. It was bad. And Robert Jordan acts like he doesn't believe in it, but by the end of the story he thinks about it, which lets me know that he does believe in it because he's still thinking about it. And we meet Pablo, who's the partner of Pilar at first, but then they have like a little crumbling, falling apart, because Pablo is a coward and he's a killer and he betrays them, and then he comes back and then he kind of helps them, but then he kills people who were on their side. So I was just like, what's the point of that? Realistic, I guess. Realistic. I wouldn't know. Hemingway would know because he's been to war, so I'm not gonna question it. I guess that happens. I guess it's just a part of war. So yeah, we're waiting for the bridge, and there's planes flying overhead, and we're in a cave. The home of the people who live there is in a cave, so they're kind of like hidden, and there's trees, and they're like, it's like a mountain. Oh yeah, and he does have a helper. I already forgot his name. An older gentleman. Oh, what was his name? Viejo. He called him Viejo. He was an older male who helps him up the mountain, and he's his guide pretty much. May he rest in peace. Lots of people die once the bridge is finally blown, but before that, Jordan does have sexual intercourse with Maria, who is 19. I was surprised that she wasn't like 15 or 14, because you never know. You never know with these people. Like, I'm so tired of people. It's fine. So she's 19, but she's been raped before, so she's not like a virgin or anything. The fascists, or a group of the opposite side, they did bad things to her. So yeah, she gets in his blanket, in his little, what I imagine it's kind of like a sleep sack, and he sleeps outside, and Maria, she joins him, and they do it a few times, and they do it in the mountains, and they feel the earth move, and it was wonderful, and it was beautiful. And he future fakes her a lot, which I didn't like, and that's why I didn't like him at first, because of all the future faking, because he knows that he's probably not gonna make it out. So I understand why he's doing it, but I don't like it. He's like telling her where they're gonna go and how they're gonna spend their time together and how he's gonna marry her. Oh, it was so annoying. Trying to keep the good feelings going and enjoying the last days of his life, because he knows he's gonna like probably not make it out, especially after he gets betrayed and his things that are supposed to blow up the bridge get taken, and he has to use something else. And I'm just like waiting, and I'm just like, I paused a lot. Like I said, it took me like a week. It's only 16 hours because I wasn't really that interested, and I was just like tired of waiting for him to blow up the bridge, and I wanted to see what was gonna happen afterwards. And then I was disappointed disappointed because nothing happens. Okay, well, I guess spoilers if you've made it this far. You should already have read the book, and obviously Robert Jordan falls off the horse. They're being shot missiles at. He breaks his leg. He's not gonna make it. Fine, a lot of people didn't make it, but Maria, Pilar, and Pablo, I think his name was, they make it. Augustine, the vulgar man, makes it. He cries. They're all very sad that he's the American, the Ingles, is not gonna make it. I saw it coming. It's not like a positive, it's not like a great thing, but you know, you just felt it coming, you know. And I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't like this topic, so I laugh when I'm uncomfortable. And trauma response. Trauma response, yes. Yes. So anyways, so yeah, he's not gonna make it. He tells Maria, his little rabbit, that he's always gonna be with her, and that if she survives, he will survive, and that he's gonna go with her energetic, you know, his soul. He never says his soul, her energy, because he doesn't believe in anything. I feel like I think I got the gist of that. He doesn't really believe in anything, which is why I don't like him. But at the end, I kind of do like him, but then I kind of don't. which makes it great. It makes it so much more human. You know, he's a fictional character, but it makes him human, that I don't like him and I like him at the same time. And I think Pilar would agree with me. Even though she's like crazy and intense, she's a very strong feminine figure in this book. I really like her, even though she oversteps her boundaries a lot with Maria. But I love it. I love she's almost like a mother to her, okay? She saved her. So yeah, it's thanks to Pilar that she was rescued and saved from that life of rape and torture. So I like Pilar, even though she's vulgar, very vulgar. A lot, they all are though, except for Maria. Maria's the only innocent one here, and she's likable because she's naive and young. So yeah, Pilar is sad, although she turns and she does not show it. She's crying. Even Augustine, the male, cries. Pablo is sad that the horse didn't make it. Pablo is sad that the horse didn't make it, and I really feel like he wanted to kill Ingles, the white guy, Jordan. I feel like he was gonna kill him anyway, so he didn't give a shit. He was like, I'm sorry this happened to you in Spanish. But he goes off and stares at the horse that is dead. They also insinuate Pilar that he is having relations with the horses, Pablo. So I don't know if that's true, but I hope not. I guess it does happen. So it might be true, but I don't want to know. But yeah, Pablo looks at the horse like he is more sad for the horse than the Ingles, who is Robert Jordan. He is not in any pain because he is very lucky. He's very lucky, you know. He doesn't want to say it's a miracle because God forbid there be a God. Because we're in war and it's not the human's fault at all. It's totally God's fault. It's a human's fault. It's man's fault. It's all man's fault because it's all men who are making the decision. So we're blaming men. And if you don't like it, I don't care. Okay, because I've been watching history and it's always a man in ruling. Like it's always a man, okay? And I'm tired of it. I'm ready for women to rule the world. No more war, all arguing and talking. Nobody dies though. We just get our feelings hurt. Yeah. So yeah, I wish Pilar would have ruled the world. I'm just kidding. So yeah, Pilar gets them all to get along actually, even after her traitorous partner comes back. She's the one who keeps the peace. She's the one that I just want to remind y'all that it was a woman that kept the peace in the story, okay? She also saved the girl. And she wants the girl to go with the Americans so that she can have a better life. So, women for the win. Pilar for the win. Though she's flawed, of course. I'm not saying she's perfect. I'm just saying we would keep the world at peace, you know. Anyway. So yes, Robert, it really pissed me off how this ended. That's why I went into spoilers, not to go off on a tangent about women and men. But like, I didn't like the way it ended. Surprise, surprise. So, endings are very hard. Endings are so hard. Nobody likes endings. I don't like endings. I really didn't like how... So they leave him. They leave Robert Jordan. He wants them to leave. He wants them to survive. He's a good man. He did his duty. He's just like, fuck it. He's not in any pain. The nerve was crushed and he's not in any pain. It's a miracle, but we're not going to call it that in the book. And, yeah. So he's left alone and I'm like waiting. Okay, he has a gun. He's waiting. He wants to attack the fascists as they come and cross. No, they have to go around because he took the bridge out. And, yeah, he took the bridge out. That happened quickly. And so yeah, he's gonna die. We know that obviously, but we don't see how it happens because he's like talking to himself. There's a lot of internal conversation back and forth with himself. Oh, I also want to go into some other spoilers about his father committing suicide, which is crazy because Hemingway committed suicide. And he calls his father a coward and he doesn't want to admit it, but he sees his father as a coward because that was like a very cowardly thing for him to do. and he looks up to his grandfather. So I did like that little backstory about his family, even though I don't remember hearing about his mother. I only listened to the audiobook once, and like I said, I was not very interested, but I was very, I needed to see what was going to happen with the bridge. I had to know the bridge was going to be taken out, and that's why I continued on and listened. With many breaks in between, many hours in between. I even took a break from a different audiobook to listen to this one. But yeah, great storyteller. Unfortunately, we leave Robert Jordan laying there on the floor of the pines as the people who are his enemies approach across the land. They see the dead horse that he was riding on, and they are approaching him, and he's waiting for the general or whatever he is to come, and so he can shoot him pretty much, I think, because we don't know. We don't get to see it or read it or listen to it, because that's where it ends. And it was very underwhelming for me. I didn't like that. I don't like underwhelming. I don't like open-ended. In this type of story, in a fantasy or like a sci-fi, yes. But like in a war novel, like, come on. Let's just go balls balls to the wall. Let's just go balls to the wall, because this is a war novel. It should be like realistic. It should be in your face. It should be intense, and that's why it was banned. But yeah, I was ready for more bloodshed. Okay, I was ready for him to take them out. I was ready for them to shoot at him. We didn't get to see any of that, so it happened in my mind, but I just made it up because it was not there. So we have to assume either he was shot or he shot himself eventually, because he did not want to be taken and tortured. So yeah, I don't know. What did you think? Did you read the book? Did you like the ending? Did you like the characters? Did the language confuse you if you don't know Spanish like I do? Let me know what you thought in the comments. It's okay if you disagree with me. I don't care. I just don't like war, and I picked it randomly, like I said. I think he's a great writer, very smart, good storyteller. I was able to follow it. There was a lot of violence that I didn't talk about, like the stories Pilar told them, the attack that they were not able to interfere with before they were attacked at the bridge. So yeah, there was a lot I didn't go into, but yeah, let me know what you thought. I would not reread this. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I think it's a solid 3 out of 5, and it's only because he's a good writer. He's a good storyteller, Hemingway. And yeah, other than that, I didn't care for it. I don't like war, the theme. I didn't like the theme. It's outdated. But the characters were very believable, for sure. So yeah, it's a solid 3 out of 5 for me. And I would not reread it. No. If there's any other stories by Hemingway that he did where it was not about war, let me know, because I think he's a great writer. I would love to read more of him, but not if it's about war, because I'm just not interested in that. It's not something that I want to read about or know about. Like, I can watch it in history videos that I'm watching right now about like Persia and like the world, and there's too much war for me. I don't like it. It's draining. It's not interesting. Like, it's just like power driven, blind, egotistical people to me, and I'm just like over that. I don't care for war. So if he does have a story that's not about war, let me know about it in the comments. I would be interested in reading more of his work, as long as it's not about war. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and remember to love yourself and have some self-respect.